Hello, it is Thursday, June 2nd, 2022. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It is a Thursday puzzle, of course, as I just said, I suppose, which means we'll have an ambitious theme today. Most likely, anyway. And this ambitious edition, there we go, of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Christina, Henrik Koskinen, and, as always, the inestimable Hood Monster and the invaluable Timothy Mark. So thank you so much to the four of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for directly contributing to this channel and making it a sustainable enterprise for me. I do very much appreciate that. And if you'd like to become a benefactor in that vein and get access to the Let's Check the Crosses Daily Solve mug, you can find that, of course, at patreon.com/dailysolve. I don't know what just happened there. I seem to be not quite awake today yet, it seems. Anyway, and if you become a patron at any other level, you can, of course, also get all of the bonus videos that have gone up on the channel to date, as well as the new ones that go up each week. So let's move on. Get into solving the cross. We'll see how equipped I am to do that today. Of course, you can also subscribe to the channel on YouTube, and thank you to everybody who has done so. All right, so this is a Thursday puzzle. Thursday is our sort of most interestingly themed puzzle of the week, usually. It was constructed by Michael Lieberman, who's done about a dozen puzzles, somewhere in that vicinity, and it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's get going. Hello, I've just edited the video a bit. I was interrupted very early in the solve, and it made for kind of a strange edit, so I decided I would just delete the very few answers I'd put in so far and start over. I realized for most of that time, the timer was running. So it says I've been solving for 3 minutes and 46 seconds so far. So anyway, sorry, this is a bit of an odd beginning, but I'm just going to get back into the puzzle. So what a left arrow might mean, I did solve that one before, and I think it means back. And to outdo someone is to beat them. Malkovich's role in The Man of the Iron Mask, this I don't know. I think that was a Leonardo DiCaprio film. I don't think I ever saw it. Benjamin could be a C note, $100 bill, C for 100. And Blank Chow, author of 2021's Seeing Ghosts, a memoir. I've actually never heard of this, I don't think. Okay, where Ulysses encountered the Cyclops. I don't remember. What about this? Setting for much of a Farewell to Arms. Farewell to Arms is set in the First World War in Italy. So I actually haven't read it, so I don't know specifically where. But let's keep going. Convalescence Need, for short. My first thought here was sort of silly, which is RNR, as in rest and relaxation, and the for short, indicating the and to the sort of N apostrophe that you sometimes get to indicate and, but that seems too absurd, so I don't really think it's the answer. I take the blame. It's my bad or something. It's my fault. It's my fault is too long, and I think it's my bad is too short. So, great place to visit near Michigan. Now, this has a question mark, and that indicates some kind of pun or wordplay. And I think what that is suggesting is that the great is referring to one of the Great Lakes. So this will be Lake something. And with 5 letters remaining, wouldn't be Lake Erie or Lake Michigan. It wouldn't be Lake Michigan anyway, actually, because that's part of the clue. Lake Huron, maybe? I don't think I'm confident enough about that to put it in, so I might just leave it for now. Largest First Nation group. First Nations would refer to Canadian, usually refers to Canadian indigenous people. My guess here would be the Cree. That actually looks sort of odd, though, with that L. Although, no, it doesn't, because convalescence need could actually be TLC, so not RNR after all, but rather TLC, tender loving care. Someone who's convalescing would need that. All right, I take the blame. Still not seeing this. Blacken. If you blacken meat, you could sear it or char it. I guess char has more of a suggestion of blackening than searing does, so let's try that. Brooklyn Nine-Nine actor Robinson. I have never seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I don't know this. What about this? Accrue in large amounts within. You could rake in some winnings, say. I take the blame. Oh, that's on me. There we go. That's on me, I think is probably the answer. Feature of the devil. The devil, for whatever reason, is often depicted with a goatee. I wonder where that convention or that sort of trope comes from. Never really thought to interrogate that before. Okay, still can't infer a name here quite yet. Greeting in Portuguese, hola. I think, right? And bad guy singer, Billy. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll recognize it, but maybe not. We'll have to see. What about this? Did we look at the downs? No, I don't think we did. Hawaiian thanks is mahalo. That's thanks in Hawaiian. You have no blank. You have no need. You have no idea. You have no... Oh, this could be Milan if this were idea. You have no idea. And Milan for Farewell to Arms. That looks good. Zooey Deschanel sitcom. This NG looks like New Girl is a sitcom. Zooey Deschanel. And a saw. In this case, obviously saw could be a verb. You saw something. It could also be a noun, what you use to saw things. It could also be saw as in seen. You have seen something. You saw it. But it's none of those. In this case, I don't think. It's an adage, a saying, a sort of bromide or truism almost. Maybe not necessarily a truism, but that kind of thing. Fifth word of American Pie. So the song American Pie begins a long, long time ago. So there we go. I can still remember how the music used to make me smile. Places to find dishes of different cultures. Not sure what... I don't know. What about this? With one across, a warning at sea. Something the bow? Oh, with one across. Oh, sorry, right. So back... I don't know. I'm guessing this is thematic. I'm guessing this is one of our theme-related answers, but I'm not sure. Is it back over? Oh, above the bow? Back above the... No, that doesn't fit. Sorry, I'm not quite seeing what this is. Malkovich's role. Awe-inspiring one. Oh, a tot, a child. Capital city with 3 consecutive vowels. Oh, Seoul, South Korea. It's quite a mistake. Is that how you spell Seoul? Seoul, South Korea. And it's funny, 3 consecutive vowels, yeah. I guess I never really thought about it. Enough already. And baits in a way. What about this? Small batteries could be AAA batteries. And places to find dishes of different cultures. I see. Different cultures, not as in different sort of cultures in an anthropological sense, but different cultures in a biological sense. So a laboratory, you could have sort of petri dishes with different cultures growing on them. All right, so this is the bow, after all, that did seem like what it had to be with a warning at sea. So this is probably the... Baits in a way. Taunts? I see. You could bait somebody by taunting them. Okay, so what is this? Back with one across. Back. Is this part of the word being spelled backwards or something? I just don't see what's going on here. Blank chow. Okay, so with 4 letters, it could be Ken. Malkovich's role. I just don't really know the story of the Men in the Iron Mask. Is that Alexandre Dumas? Is that who wrote that? Oh. Is it Athos? Is it also one of the Musketeers? Back ahoy the bow? I just don't know what's going on here. I'm sorry. I'm going to move on for now. Bad guy singer Billie. Oh, is it Billie Eilish? I know that name. I don't think I could tell you any songs that this person has recorded, but I've heard that they exist. Okay, Craig Robinson, maybe the Brooklyn Nine-Nine actor, and Lake. Okay, so there's an H there now, so maybe it is Lake Huron. There we go. All right, so with one. Oh wait. Okay, that was one across. Good. I saw this and it said with one down, like a free-for-all fight, and I thought, have I been using the wrong one clue? No, it is in fact one across here, but it's one down here. Oops, well, here, I mean. Okay, so with one down, like a free-for-all fight. And one down is beat. Oh, downbeat? Back across. So beat down, beat down with one down, beat down. No, knock down, drag out. Oh, interesting. Sorry. So that, I think I just went through some kind of slightly irrelevant word association, but it did eventually lead me to the answer. So this is a knock down, drag out fight. So we just. Oh, I see. Oh, wait, so this isn't beat. This is best. And this is shot across the bow. This is ridiculous. This is a troll of a theme. So with one across, warning at sea, we're not using the word in one across. We're using one instance of the word across. A shot across the bow. That is truly absurd. Okay, so this is Athos, the musketeer, I guess. And then, oh, right, I forgot about this, where Ulysses encountered the Cyclops, Etna, I suppose, and then Cat Chow, I guess. Okay. Wow, that is ridiculous. And then a fight that's knocked down, drag out. We're using one down. Is that one doing anything? With one down, best. Is that doing anything? Is it just telling us there's one instance of the word in here? I wonder if we'll have other numbers with later clues. That is honestly slightly hilarious. Okay, one's on the briny. So the briny is the sea, and tars you could refer to a sailor as a tar, a sea dog. And in this case, we're matching the sort of tone of the slang. In the sense that these are both kind of nautical slang. Okay, scales on a pangolin, e.g. armor. It's a naturally armored animal. Dostoevsky novel with the would be The Idiot. And enough already? Okay. The I in PSI, pound square inch, was PSI, I think. And dings, Nick's little body work, for instance, ding on body work. Air alternative. Air travel versus rail travel, perhaps? And one behind the Times would be an editor. In other words, someone behind or responsible for a newspaper. Some Sephora purchases. Creams, maybe? Sephora, you can buy makeup and things there. Skincare. Otoscope using MD, an ear, nose, and throat doctor. And west of Malibu. Oh, is it Kanye West? Does he live in Malibu or something? I think that's probably the answer. That's clever. That's a bit of misdirection there. I was trying to think, of course, of locations that might be near Malibu. Hero feature often. Another bit of misdirection. So in this case, hero meaning a sandwich. I think that's regional slang. I don't know how universal that is. But anyway, mayonnaise might often feature on a sandwich. Much of The Fugitive. Okay, well, that's a film with Harrison Ford. Much of The Fugitive. What does that mean? Not sure. Let's go to what we've not yet seen in the acrosses. Farm delivery letters. Farm delivery letters. And worst case scenarios. Disasters, perhaps? Oh, CS, right. This is the community share box or something. You can get a box of fresh produce delivered from a local farm or sort of local farm collective, that kind of thing. But I can't remember what the acronym is. What about this? Words from the speechless. I can't even, maybe? Very kind of modern construction. Here we go. With one across, charity event involving a coast-to-coast human chain. Not going to fall for it. This time it's hands across America, and we're using an across rather than the one across answer. Okay, and I wonder if there's anything about this that's indicating we have to put the word in the middle, or if we just have to determine that. What I mean is I wonder if there's anything in the clue that's obliquely referencing that somehow. Okay, anyway, Nook, I'm not sure. And Yemeni money, Yemeni rial, I think. They're attached to many houses, right? So a lien could be put on your house for failure to repay a mortgage, I suppose, something like that. And I see, a little nook could be an alcove. Cheese often mixed with Monterey Jack. I don't know. Is it Colby? I think that's a cheese. I don't really know about this mixture necessarily, but I think that's a cheese. Stuck until a thaw. Iced in. You could be iced into your home, or I guess more distressingly, your vehicle or something. Okay, mini freezer. So a BB gun, maybe? I could be going out on a limb there, but a freezer is that kind of slang for a gun, maybe? Glass part. I don't know. Let's go back up to the acrosses we've not yet seen. Besmirches, stains one's reputation, for instance. And much of The Fugitive. Oh, right. Most of that story is basically a manhunt story. So there we go. Okay, not a typo is sick, S-I-C. You'd put that in brackets to indicate that the passage you're quoting, despite there being a misspelling or something like that, it is not your error. It was in the original quotation. Some Nordics are Danes, and Denmark being a Nordic country, and it's funky, could be a stench. You could have a funky stench scent. Made a bank getaway. There's a question mark. So something here is sped, maybe? Made a bank getaway. Is that referring to sort of a banked road or something? I'm not sure. Houston blank had a problem. Message misquoted in Apollo 13. Oh, that's interesting. Houston, we've had a problem must be the actual quote, even though Houston, we have a problem is what was in the film Apollo 13 and has entered into the public consciousness. That's very interesting. I had no idea. Okay, father of Phobos and Deimos. Ares. And made a bank getaway. Swam. So as in on a river bank or an ocean bank or something like that. Swam. And then web portal with a butterfly logo. MSN, the Microsoft Network, has a kind of stylized butterfly logo, I think. So there we go. All right. Death Valleys is negative 282.2 feet. Must be its elevation. And I think Death Valley is it the lowest elevation in the United States? At least the continental United States, I'm not sure. Those in Spanish, esos maybe, or esas. 3-time Emmy winner Sicily. Don't know. Maybe I'll leave that blank for now. Here we have with one down, dessert sometimes made with pineapple, upside down cake. There we go. So upside cake. And word before a fine or a visit. Pay a fine or pay a visit. Tyson, Sicily? Don't know. That would work with the S there. Tennis star Osaka, Naomi Osaka. I've encountered her name in crosswords before. And stretch for the stars could be a limousine, a stretch limousine for celebrities, stars. So this does look like Tyson. And, oops, glass part. And mini freezer. Not BB gun. Oh no, yikes, maybe. Tinker with, mess with. And I don't think I've mentioned this recently. The with in parentheses there, that parenthetical word, indicates that we are going to we're going to append that word not just to the clue, but to the answer as well. So just as we say tinker with, we also say mess with. And it's basically an additional little hint that makes it easier to find a word that matches. Oh, a glass could have a rim. So there we go. Mini freezer, I don't know. Hula accompaniers, informally. Ukuleles, an instrument that might accompany a hula. In Hawaii, actually, speaking of mahalo, the Hawaiian word for thanks. Okay, Ursa Minor, question mark. So we're not referring to, rather, the Ursa Minor, the constellation, but rather we are referring to a child bear, Ursa meaning bear, so a bear cub, a minor. That's funny. Blank Meyerson, only Jewish woman crowned Miss America. I'm guessing Bess. And then mini freezer is a break. What does that mean? Mini. Oh. What a funny, that's a funny clue. So I guess it means a mini, the model of car. Or make, is a mini a make or a model? I guess it's a make, because the Mini Cooper would be the model. And it freezes it. In other words, it stops it. So that's very funny. And there we go. All right. Slightly inflated time, given I think I wasted something like 4 minutes at the beginning, but that's okay. So look, what a ridiculous, what an absolutely ridiculous theme. Hold on one moment. Okay, sorry about that. Had to edit out another gap. Don't remember what I was doing. I think I just completed the puzzle, so we were reviewing it. So, a very, I don't know, sort of cheeky, trolling theme today. We had, with one across, a warning at sea is a shot across the bow. With one down, like a free-for-all fight, is a knock down or knock down drag out as an adjective. With one across, a charity event involving a coast-to-coast human chain is hands across America. And with one down, dessert, sometimes made with pineapple, is an upside down cake. So that is truly ridiculous. A funny Thursday puzzle in that it's not particularly mechanically complex in the way a Thursday puzzle sometimes is, but it's definitely, I guess it requires some lateral thinking, I suppose. So it's more involved than a typical theme, but in a strange way that doesn't require more work. It just requires you to think about what's being asked of you in a slightly different way than you ordinarily would. Because the convention of referring to one across in this way is so it's so common and standard in the crossword that I really had to. It took me a while to overcome my instinct to read it in the normal way. Anyway, what a completely ridiculous theme by Michael Lieberman. Definitely feel as though I was as the solver. I was being trolled there. There was a joke at my expense, but that's fine. We got there in the end, and that's that for the crossword. So let's see. We can, if I can dig out some clues from yesterday's puzzle, we can consider those for a moment. So I missed, apparently, I think I maybe saw this clue but didn't come back to it after it was filled with crosses. Rajat D asked, what's 62 down? And Kathleen Quinn and the Plebiscide both explained this. The answer was ETO, which stands for European Theater of Operations, as opposed to PTO, the Pacific Theater of Operations in World War II. So there we go. And Greta Houston, this is sort of an embarrassing mistake I made. She points out MoMA, M-O-M-A, is the Museum of Modern Art, not the Museum of Metropolitan Art. Of course, that is true. I mixed up the Met, the Museum of Metropolitan Art, and MoMA, the Museum of Modern Art, both of which are in Manhattan and New York City. That's definitely something I know. I've been to each of those museums a number of times. I just, bit of a sort of a little blip there, but thank you for the correction. And Jacob Greenwood confirms RBI's is indeed runs batted in, as I suspected. David Ortiz, or Big Papi, was the longtime designated hitter for the Boston Red Sox. So there we go. Certainly a name I think I've heard. I wouldn't have necessarily been able to tell you his team affiliation, but thank you. And Alexis C. says Ashley Simpson is the younger sister of Jessica Simpson. She was a singer and acted on Seventh Heaven. She was also married to Pete Wentz of Fall Out Boy for a while. She was really big in the mid to late 2000s, especially if you were a preteen girl like I was. Fair enough. I wasn't one of those. I do think I've probably heard of Ashley Simpson. I couldn't tell you anything she has written, unfortunately, but yeah, I'm not sure. I think I've probably heard of that person. Anyway, thank you, Alexis C., for clarifying. And there we have it. That's all I had in the clues from yesterday's puzzle. So thank you to everybody who left a comment, as usual. And thanks for joining me for this edition of the Daily Solve. Sorry for the interruptions. I guess that didn't necessarily make any difference to you, unless I've forgotten to edit them out, in which case this is a very long video, for which I apologize, but hopefully not. I'll be back tomorrow, of course, for the Friday puzzle. We will dispense with the theme, which is good, because don't need to be made fools of 2 days running. But there will be some kind of ordinary, but maybe still difficult, themeless crossword tomorrow. Join me for that. But until that point, please do have an excellent remainder of your Thursday. Take care.